The bell that you just heard behind me has seen a lot of emergencies in its lifetime. The bell was cast in 1898. At that time, the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere was about 270 ppm and had been that way for hundreds, maybe thousands of years. The bell then ended up in Hayward in 1905 at the Markham Grade School, where it was used to announce classes and declare any emergencies. Well, there was an emergency. In 1950, there was a big fire in the school. The bell was rung. All the kids were removed. All the kids were safe. But the building was destroyed. So, at that time, the bell was given to the Hayward Volunteer Fire Department in 1951, where it was put in place on 2nd Street in Hayward and used by the Volunteer Fire Department to ring out the call for emergencies. It stayed there for a while, but then it had to be moved somewhere because the street had some remodeling on that street, so they removed the bell. And in 1955, the bell was given to the Niles Congregational Church in Fremont, put in the patio there, and was used to announce starting and end of service. And in 1955, the amount of concentration of carbon dioxide in the air was about 310. It had risen just a little bit by then. In 1991, the bell was rung 120 times to recognize the number of deaths that had occurred in the Gulf War in Iraq that occurred about that time. And then the bell stayed at Niles Congregational Church until about 2015, where it was moved to its current location here behind me in Niles Discovery Church. The carbon dioxide concentration in the air at that time, today, is about 420 ppm, and it's rising very rapidly. So the bell is being rung today to recognize the emergency that's going on in climate change and in pollution of our air.
Greta Thunberg is an 18-year-old climate activist who has been speaking to the world for 6 years. She spoke to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland in 2019. Hear these very few words of Greta's, which I have excerpted from her speech. You say that nothing in life is black or white, but that is a lie, a very dangerous lie. Either we prevent a 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming, or we don't. According to the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, we are less than 12 years away from not being able to undo our mistakes. Adults keep saying that we owe it to the young people to give them hope. But I don't want your hope. I don't want you to be hopeful. I want you to panic. I want you to feel the fear I feel every day. And then I want you to act. I want you to act as if you would in a crisis. I want you to act as if the house was on fire, because it is.
It's a great thing to be associated with the Green Task Force, and even more so with Nile Discovery Church. And this is all about what we've known so long. Think globally, act locally. I want to just go over some of the things we can do locally, and there's a lot. Most of all, remember, you can go to Google and go to www.fremontgreenchallenge, and see these opportunities, the many actions that any of us in any of our homes have an opportunity to pursue will make a difference. They really, really will. Whether it's something to do with electricity, whether it's something to do with water usage, whether it's something to do with recycling. There's so many things. And if you visit this website, you'll see what I mean. It's actually a lot of fun. You get points for doing this, and we in Niles Discovery Church will get a lot of recognition. I want to just come and focus particularly on how serious the situation is by looking at a single graph showing the CO2 levels over the last 10,000 years. And it only takes a minute to look at this graph and see that we are spiraling out of control, and the parts per million, even with the pandemic, is still climbing. So we need to do something, and it starts at home. And I'm so glad to be able to share this and to share the efforts with you all. Thanks so much.